And hello there, fans of the Eaglemoss Build the Back to the Future Delorean. This is my introductory video right here, just so that way I can let you know about all of the mods that I plan on doing, other than the mods that I got from modelmods.com. Okay, so I don't have my vehicle, my car up here, but I am going to go over some of the things. Okay, so everybody knows how bad the suspension is, right? And there are stopping points for the rear strut and for the front shocks. Now, there is more of a limiting factor on the travel of the front suspension than there is on the rear suspension. And first and foremost, you can see this spot right here. That's the bump stop. This is where it'll come in contact and it won't go any higher or travel any more than this spot right here. So there you go with that, which means that the front suspension has less travel than the rear. And you notice there are no bump stops on this. Well, the lower control arms in the front, they do have a line groove in them when you're to actually take a look. So when you screw it in, you notice that there's a little travel right up there. There's just like a cut in line with the screws on either side that this control arm can move up and down. And that right there, that's a big issue, because a lot of times that control arm doesn't travel all the way up. So you're not actually getting a whole lot of travel with the front suspension. So one of the things I plan on doing is to see if I can actually make some rear struts and see if I can hopefully make some new front shocks. Something that'll be able to travel up and down all on its own. So that's one thing right there that I'm going to be doing. And along with that, I'm going to be putting new springs in this. So I don't have the front springs with me, but well, and this is something that I've actually gone over with World of Wayne, is new springs for front and rear. So when it comes down to any specs or whatever for the springs, I will do that when I have that video up. It's probably not going to be for a while, so just remember, this is an update, just something that I plan on doing for this vehicle. Alright, so the front springs, they are at least a 40 psi rated spring. I mean, you can take that spring out and you can barely even squeeze it. I mean, you have to use like the side of your finger here with your thumb and push on it, and you barely get any travel. Unlike the rear springs here. So, well, actually, I should actually say that the front springs are anywhere from like a 40 to 60 psi rated spring. So if anybody's been having problems with your front suspension, with things breaking or whatnot, it's because of the springs. You shouldn't have to have springs that stiff on a car that is mainly made out of die-cast metal. Because we all know that, die-cast metal is, meant for, small toys like Hot Wheels and whatnot, and you put it into other kinds of toys. This is a model, so springs like that are only going to break stuff, because die-cast metal is not a hard enough metal to be using something like that, at least not with that rated PSI. And these rear ones, these rear springs, seeing as there are a little bit of compression on them, these are probably, I'd say maybe like 30 psi. Just a guess. So that is going to be the second thing I am doing. And I am only up to issue 38. I don't have everything put together. And this is something else I'm going to see if I can mod. So if I have a homemade strut and a homemade shock that can actually have some travel, this is something that definitely needs to be upgraded as well. It needs to be upgraded so that way there is some travel on the actual outer tie rod, because you have the outer tie rod end and then you have the outer tie rod, which is the one that is usually half covered by the boot. So I'm going to try and see if I can do this so that way this will have some travel, so when the tire on the front suspension actually moves up and down, the tie rods will actually travel with it, so that way these don't bend and break. And that is another limiting factor on the whole suspension. I mean, heck, even taking this off, that front suspension still has the same amount of travel. So going to try to work on that. And then we come to the front sway bar. Yeah, as you can tell, it's broken. So within 5 or 10 seconds of me installing this onto the car, that side broke. So I got a little mod that I'm going to be doing with this. So right there are going to be the first main things. So if you look at it from my standpoint on doing a better, more realistic mod to this DeLorean. Okay, so we have one video, two videos, or I should say parts, but I mean there could potentially be let's see, continue this. So springs, so if I had the other spring here, this would be 3, 4, 5, 6, so potentially 5, 6 different mod videos that I can make. Some of them could potentially end up being multiple parted mod videos. So there we go. And as I get further in my build, if I have any other mods, I will definitely take care of the mod and do an update for you guys then. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about the mods in advance. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to have a background or whatnot, because I mean you can kind of see that, I mean it's right against my little work desk here, so it's not like my Star Wars builds where, you know, I created something for my background. So I think I'm just going to do it like this on my open mat, and it's green, so I mean you guys can actually see it right there. Alright, so I'm actually hoping to have the first mod video out within a month. If I get everything in that I need to do this, I will have the first one done in the next month, because there are still a couple of things that I need to get. So, alright, so hopefully I will have quite a few people around that will actually watch this, and hopefully it'll make you guys possibly want to do the same kind of modifications. So until then, thanks for watching.